Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Keep Gaming Podcast. This is episode 10, and we have a lot to talk about leading up to E3. Today we have Johnny Boom Botz. What's going on, brother?
What's up, Lou? How you doing today?
Why are you laughing? We just started.
I'm laughing at Chris, bro.
And we're gonna go right into it. This is MeLlamoCeeGee. What's going on, Chris?
Yes, sir. Let's get it, baby.
Yo, it's not a show without these two crazy buffoons, but we are gonna get right into it. We ain't gonna waste no time because we got E3 coming up, and we want to see that before they give out the big news. What's going on, guys? How was your week? What are you looking forward to coming to E3 before we get into the topics?
Everything.
Yeah,
I love E3.
agreed.
I love E3.
Agreed. I'm just really excited for it. I really have nothing like specific that I'm really going like, oh my god, I can't wait for it. It's like besides what we talked on last episode. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty much looking forward to everything on it.
And there's already been some leaks. I know today was a leak from Nintendo on their own website, eShop store, right? The Super Mario, and what is it called? The Rabbids,
Super Mario Rabbids Spark.
Spark.
It's called
And
Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope shows up on Nintendo's eShop.
Yeah, so things are already leaking before their own press conferences. This is nothing new in the world of gaming. But we have some news that we need to talk about. And the number one thing that's on pretty much everyone's list is Microsoft. Xbox seems like they're going to be going in a different route. They're not going to be doing consoles. It hasn't really been confirmed yet. This is just being reported on all gaming websites. It looks like they're going to be going cloud gaming through TVs, through smart televisions and Bluetooth compatible remotes. What are you guys' thoughts about Nintendo? What are your thoughts about Microsoft leaving the console world?
Well, it makes sense because I've had Xbox for years, and they've always been good with like media, having all the stuff that you need as far as entertainment goes. So it just makes sense. I mean, everything's going to that route anyways. Besides PlayStation, let's go Sony. And yeah, I think Microsoft's gonna do well with it if they do decide to go that route. Because again, it's not confirmed fully. It's just leaked news, if any. I think it's a great idea. It's cool. It makes it more accessible and easier to work with.
Johnny, what are your thoughts?
I definitely agree. Being the fact that I was more Xbox than I was PlayStation for years, and now I'm PC more than either one of the consoles. I definitely will say though that I think cloud gaming is going to be the future regardless because people want to minimize, especially somebody like you, Lou, who's very minimalistic, where you rather have less stuff and less clutter. Like I love my Google Chromecast as it is. Like I'm very good. My whole household is very pro Google, like everything. So having that option to be able to just plug something into the back of my TV and be able to play games whenever I want to on the go. Because you think about it this way too, if you have a Wi-Fi connection, you can pretty much go anywhere. You don't
Right.
need to worry about lugging around a huge Xbox with you or anything like that. You can just take the stick or whatever it's going to be with you. And on top of that too, the only downside that I see is because Xbox is known to be family based, almost like a entertainment console in a way. So they're very geared towards making it easy for families to come together, watch movies, watch TV, whatever it may be. I do see them having issues, and I see them running into fighting with. They're basically going against Google. Like they're going against Google, they're going against Amazon. They're not just taking on the gaming community. They're not just going against Nintendo and PlayStation anymore. Now they're going against big corporations, which have done the Fire Stick, have done the Google Chromecast. They're going against bigger things where you're stepping into a whole new world.
Right.
So
Yeah, so my thoughts, there's a couple things. So this is not the first time something like this has happened. You have Amazon Luna, and the, I guess, ups and downs of Google Stadia, of using the television or something that's non-existent as far as a console and just going wireless through either an adapter or through a smart TV to play these games. Now, the issue I have with this is there's a lot of places in the world, especially in the United States, where there's data cap, where you only can use a certain amount of bandwidth or whatever in a month's time. So if people want to play games and they have to have a really good connection to get a really good, like 60 frames per second or 120, depending on what the game provides, this is where things will be hindered. I do believe in cloud gaming. I love the idea that you could just play wherever you want, wherever you want. The idea that you can play like a third party exclusive on your phone without any lag, I think is incredible. To me, I still feel that consoles need to exist. I don't know why Microsoft Xbox is going this route. Maybe it's a cost, a financial thing where it's like less money spent into making the consoles and easier access for people to get these games, these titles wherever they are. Because look right now in the midst of the whole coronavirus, you were not able to get an Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5 very easily. So this is another way to get these exclusives out to people who don't have the consoles to just play on smart TVs that they already have. So it's a good and bad thing. But I do see that this is the future of gaming. I don't know if it's ready right now, and I don't know when this is going to come out, but I do like the idea of this being the future of gaming.
I mean, Xbox itself though has always been kind of like taking the steps in a way. Like it's Microsoft. I mean, Microsoft was always kind of like pushing the boundaries to try to get ahead of the curve before anybody else
Right.
does. So I can see where and why they would be doing that as opposed to other companies basically taking that step because they take more risk. And on top of that too, Microsoft has, yeah, they have Xbox, but take away Xbox, they're still a multi-billion-dollar corporation because they don't need Xbox. Xbox is kind of like their toy, just to be in the gaming world. They're like, oh, you know what, PlayStation, Nintendo, you know what? Let me just dabble with you guys real quick. I have my computers, I have my PCs, I have everything else that's going on, whatever like
Right.
that. So let me just dabble with it. And in
And
all reality, going forward, think about it this way too. Mobile gaming is such a huge thing right now. Huge thing. Twitch streamers, mobile gaming, Call of Duty, and they got like, it's huge. It's really a huge thing. So
and I was gonna say they've been kind of conditioning us with the whole Game Pass thing as well. They've had Game Pass for years, where none of those games are physical. Everything's on a cloud or downloadable, you know, thing. And they have the Game Pass not only for the Xbox, but they already have the Game Pass on the PC, where we got a bunch of options of games that we can download and then delete if we need space and all that. You know.
that's true. That's very true actually. Yeah. And as far as what Lou was saying with the data caps and all, if you really think about it though, those same people that have data caps, they can't do uh Call of Duty. They can't do online gaming anyway. So if they have like let's say a Game Pass for instance, then they download the game. And if this is going to be like one of those things where they just download it to the stick, and it's one game at a time even or whatever it may be, like if you could get like at the very minimum you have a choice between either streaming the game or you could download one game to the stick or an external hard drive. Like they might give options to that. So it's really going to be interesting to see where they go with it, I think.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Yeah.
go on to our next topic, and this was revealed throughout the week. Battlefield 2042, Battlefield is back. EA and Dice are releasing Battlefield. They've been kind of like in a hiatus, but they released a new cinematic trailer, not a gameplay trailer. We're gonna get the gameplay this week from E3, but they also mentioned that this game will not have a campaign, and there's a lot of problems with that. What do you guys think? Chris, you could
I'm
go.
all for it.
Johnny. Oh, I was gonna say Johnny go first since I went first last time.
I'm all for it. Personally, like I mean, that's one. It's one thing where yes, it may be $60 like we were saying before. It's $60 for the main game. If you buy it up front for 80, you get the first year's Game Pass, the first year basic Game Pass for the year for free. Um, I mean, like we were saying before, it's EA, so it's not really a shock that they would charge like a lot of money for it. But at the same time, though, too, I'm more excited for Battlefield than I was for Call of Duty. And I going forward, I still am though because I feel Battlefield. Yes, you're paying $60, and you're paying for a multiplayer game that's not campaign. But very few people like, at least in my opinion, very few people did not go for the multiplayer. They don't go for the campaign as much as the multiplayer, especially nowadays. Call of Duty did it in 2018, I think it was, where they didn't have a multiplayer, and they still blew it out of the park. And my thing is too is like you're thinking about Battlefield compared to Call of Duty. Battlefield's maps are massive compared to Call of Duty. So to run that, and you're talking about it's never just a 1v1, it's never team versus team. It's usually like four different teams running into a battle from different things. You have to have your medics, and it's more of a team-based strategy game than it is Call of Duty where it's just run and gun. Like you got your medics, you got your tanks, you got your artillery. They already said there's going to be boards. One of the boards are flying only, where it's going to be literally jets only combat. No land based combat. So I mean, look at the cinematic trailer, and the cinematic
Right.
trailer is anything that's going to show you near what we're playing with. You're talking about 100-story high rises where somebody could just take a helicopter and come in out of nowhere and blow you off the 20th floor. You have battles on every single floor because they don't have 100 floors of battles, but they do open like every 20 floors or whatever for a battle. And they even showed you. I loved about the gameplay trailer though was the gameplay the cinematic trailer was the fact that they did the nod to that
Yep.
one huge video where the guy is in the jet, jumps out of the
Jumped
jet,
out.
shoots the guy, jumps back in the jet again, and that was done in game in Battlefield. And they did the whole with the guy using the quad, running the quad off the side of the building. These are things that Battlefield is known for. The most random, off the wall shit you could possibly think of. People come up with those things. It's like
Right.
GTA meets Call of Duty. It's insane. I'm for it. I'm all for it.
I think it's cool. I don't know about the whole $60 for multiplayer only. I think it would have been smarter to do like $40 and then just have people pay for like a season pass, like every other game does anyways. Like if you have the option to pay for the season pass if you want the extra the extra stuff, but paying $60 but at least, with no story mode is a little for me. But like we said, it is EA, so EA is gonna do what EA does. I think one thing Battlefield does well is getting people hyped because every time they come back, all the fanboys come on and it's like, "Yo, Call of Duty's dead. This is it." And it gets the people going. Um, they do a great job of marketing their game. I just feel like the biggest problem Battlefield has is keeping their games alive for a long time. I think after a while, Battlefield kind of just dies down. Like the initial hype is always there, and the games are very good. But what Call of Duty is good for, and also what Battlefield does well, is also kind of like their Achilles heel. With I know Johnny mentioned it, their maps being so huge, is their best game mode lasts like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So it's like you play one game and your night's over. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's, to me, even though it's a fun game mode, it's interactive. I like the whole, their engine is dope where the map is actually like you can knock down a building on somebody's freaking noggin piece. I think that's great. It's just having the matches go on for as long as they do can kind of take people away from the game as well.
I think they're going to be changing that though, because if you notice one thing in the game in the cinematic trailer though, they have that twister coming in, and that twister comes in and pulls people out and everything else too. So I think that they're going to have natural disasters that are going to be like a battle royale, minimizing the map smaller and smaller. So not to make it an hour and a half gameplay, to give you like that 20-minute gameplay, not make it Call of Duty where you got a gas.
Or like hurry up and push the objectives, or the tornadoes coming for you kind of thing.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be one of those things like you might even be able to like withstand the tornado if you got that wingsuit or whatever and go around, but at the same time you're going to take major damage. So it's going to give you that hinder where you got to still push towards the middle and minimize, because in all reality, Call of Duty did, Fortnite and the rest of them, they did market that idea of battle royale, minimizing the small space, pushes your map so you don't have those campers that are hiding out for 5 hours. And Battlefield, Lord knows you can camp out in that game for an hour and a half, find a corner or a closet or some shit with a sniper, and unless that building comes down, you're not going nowhere.
Right.
So I mean, and that's where I think that going forward I'm hoping that they're smarter about it and they minimize that idea of natural disaster kind of thing, like minimizing the map kind of shit.
I think
Sorry, Lou.
No, it's fine. You got your thoughts. I think all great, valid points from both of you. Couple things. One, this is not the first time that EA and DICE has done this before. Battlefront has done this, where Battlefront 1, you had no campaign. I remember buying the game and I'm like, okay, can I play as Luke Skywalker and do a story mode? Nope. Just go into battle and that's it. You've seen this before, even with Destiny 2, I believe, where there was not much of a campaign. It was just straight multiplayer, and the game has lived on for a very long time. But you're talking about Bungie too, so they're great. They know what they're doing. They've done this before with Halo. So being that it's no campaign, like you said before, Call of Duty did it with Black Ops 4. I even buy the games and I don't even play the campaign. So I don't care about the price, but I do know that there are people such as Chris that really think that it should be cheaper. And it should be. I mean, I would like to pay less just to play the multiplayer, or just make it free. Now, there hasn't been any confirmation that Battlefield is going to be making a battle royale, but there are rumors, and we'll probably get some information this week from E3. That would be dope if this whole tornado thing actually is like implementing that is going to be closing the circle a little bit. I think that's a good idea. I also think this can give some competition to Call of Duty. We do have Apex, we do have Fortnite, but there's not one that's like this, like Call of Duty, where it's more army based. And if they do it, I'll be so happy to try it out. I really want to know what's out there, because Call of Duty can get a little stale sometimes. Even though I love playing, I could play for hours, but it's constantly the same thing. And I know they put out seasons that we're going to get into in the next topic, but I just think that Battlefield has something here. And like Chris said, the hype is there, and then it dies down before they even get to the next game. You're talking about 4 or 5 months, and then people don't even care about it anymore. Call of Duty does something different where they kind of keep it fresh. I wonder what Battlefield would do. And if they do a battle royale, I'm all for it. We need something different, because I will not go to Apex.
Right.
I will not play Fortnite. So I think this is a good idea.
And if any game is set up for a huge battle royale type of game, it's Battlefield.
Right.
The maps are already massive, dude. Like, it makes sense.
About whole cities,
right? So I feel like they're set up for it. They can easily do it. They just got to keep updating it like these other games do. I think Fortnite kind of set the standard with the battle royales, where they have an update every week. There's always something new. There's a season. There's a story behind it. Call of Duty is now doing it, and we're seeing how long Call of Duty's hype is lasting. Because Call of Duty used to be the same thing. Hey, new Call of Duty every year, whatever. Now they're integrating every new Call of Duty with Warzone, but Warzone, another factor that comes into it is it's free. You don't have to buy the actual Call of Duty games to play the battle royale, right? So
really weird.
If they can figure out something of that realm, I think that's kind of, if they do go battle royale, they might have to figure out how to, hey, let's make the battle royale free and a separate entity, so that anytime there's updates, we have a separate team focusing on that, how Call of Duty does with Warzone. I'm just saying.
I have a question now too, because I know Lou, Chris, I don't know really too much about your opinion on this, but like something like Overwatch, where Overwatch is a very team-based oriented game, where you have your healer, you have your tank, and you have your front man. You have what you have to do as a team and work together to try to get to beat the other team. So that's why it was such a huge thing when Overwatch went from a 5v5, etc. So now, what are your thoughts, though, Lou, about that? Because I know Call of Duty for you love, but that's a run and gun. You choose your loadout. It doesn't matter what loadout you choose. But yet with Battlefield, you always had to have one person needs to be a medic, one person needs to be a sniper, one person needs to be like the run and gunner, heavy artillery. And you have your people that, if you have a team of people that everybody wants to be a tank, you're pretty much fucked. You can't run around with 20 medics. Like, I mean, so I know that might hinder. I feel that might hinder some people, because you're still gonna have your Call of Duty fanatics that are just running gun. Let me go in there and shoot shit, like Apex and the rest of those. And you got like Fortnite, your builders, the ones that love to build and shoot. Like, I think that's where Battlefield is gonna pull itself separate. But I want to know your opinions, guys, because I'm really curious about that.
If they do go that route. Sorry. If they go that route where you're going to have to pick a medic and a tank to play in a battle royale setting, I think that's going to be a little difficult. It's going to be challenging and interesting. I don't know if it'll be fun, because now I really got to rely on another teammate to really be there to heal me, or a tank to, be in the front or take the shots. That's the reason why I really didn't like Battlefield so much when I
have a
complete
complete argument against that.
So I don't know if it will work in the battle royale world realm. I'm interested to try it out, but I don't know if it'll be something that I will love. I'll probably end up going back to Warzone, so we'll see.
Tell you exactly why it works. Look at Apex. Apex has that factor already. You have a healer type. You have different types of characters that you can use that have different specialties. You have a healer. You have the fast guy where you could jump and fly anywhere. You got the zipliner guy. You got the tanks, the guys with the big ass shields. You can incorporate that in the Battlefield way easily. They can do it. They have it set up where they can make that interesting and fun for people. But again, I think what hinders them is the whole paying for it if they do go the Battle Royale route. because most games that have battle royale are free, and the ones that aren't free that you have to pay for have died. Look at PUBG. PUBG, nobody plays it anymore. H1N1, nobody plays. Those are the games that started the battle royale that you had to pay for. Fortnite came in and said, "Yo, we're free. You can play us. You don't even have to buy the regular game. Let's go." And they blew up. And then Call of Duty, Apex, they're all doing well. Those games are doing well because they're free. And of course, if you want the extra features, you should pay a little extra money. No big deal.
True.
You know, they've probably made more money doing that because think about it. Every time a new season comes out, that's $10 every single time. So they didn't even have to remake the game. They just get $10 every couple months from millions of players.
Because you don't have to. You don't have to because if you grind out, like I did it for one season, and it was only one season I did it for because with Call of Duty, like I literally, me and my boy Cineax, we grinded out that whole summer like hard.
Right.
And we maxed out our season. So then we got the next season free. Like as long as you're willing to put that work in, and you got some of these dudes like Lou and them. No offense to you, Lou, but you got some dudes that really put the hours into the game.
Right.
That will get those next seasons for free. So what money are you really making? Which I don't understand how they do it unless they're making their money on skins.
Yeah, that's exactly what they make money on. Think about it. Look at we mentioned before we started this, the Rick and Morty thing. You think people aren't spending $20 for Rick and Morty, bro?
That's true.
You know how much Rick and Morty fan, you know what I'm saying? Like they got stuff like that they put into the games. I know Call of Duty does it as well with the skins and the skins not only for the players, like the actual characters, for the guns. Like people like doing that. People like customizing their stuff, you know. So
I just saw that Fortnite had a Deadpool skin yesterday, and I was like, I might actually try to play Fortnite again. Like I was like, you might have me.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
know,
I mean, Fortnite, they're doing it now with Rick from Rick and Morty. He's in it, and you could get a Superman skin. So, and Call of Duty did it recently with the 80s action heroes. I spend my points that I got to get John McClane, and people were spending money to get Rambo. So they're making their money somehow, some way. But yeah, I don't. This is the thing. How does Battlefield do it? Like Chris was saying, Apex does it already. And the reason I stood away from Apex is because it's too like cartoony-ish to me. I really like the real military kind of playing. It's what I grew up playing anyway. So the cartoony feel from Fortnite and the way Apex looks, and trust me, people love Apex, and that's great. And people say it's probably the best battle royale game that you can play that's free. I don't play it. I don't care for it. But will Battlefield actually overthrown Call of Duty? I don't know. We have to see something. It's probably gonna come out this weekend. I don't know.
Right. I mean, they have the potential. We will see. They have the potential. It just has to be done correctly.
By the time the video comes out, the gameplay will be out already, I think, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. After we
the day before,
it's gonna come out. We're gonna find out.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's tomorrow. Yeah. So we're gonna get into the next topic, which is Call of Duty. Call of Duty Season 4 trailer dropped this week. Some people are up in arms about it. Some people don't care. I know for me, I'm excited, but then I don't care. I see thumbs down from these guys. But the one thing I don't play multiplayer Call of Duty anymore. I just play Warzone. So I'm really more excited about what they're going to do and implement in Warzone. New guns, new areas. I saw people on motorcycles. I really don't care about that. And there's like certain areas in the map that's being destroyed by some satellite. I'm excited because I want something new already. But then I'm like, you still haven't given me a new map. And then there's rumors that come down the line in November when the new Call of Duty comes out, there's going to be an entirely new map. So these are just like fillers until we get there. So the Season 4 showed more of multiplayer, zombies, and then a little bit of Warzone. What were you guys' thoughts when you saw this?
I mean, it's Warzone. I no longer play. Warzone is very fun, but it's also a headache, especially with being on PC. Running into the amount of hackers that you do and them just not fixing the issue, it just forced me to get off the game, to be honest with you. But I mean, the trailer was cool. I know I seen the thing with the satellites. I know they had just recently changed the map anyways, to go back in time, which is doing like you mentioned, the 80s action heroes or whatever, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it looked interesting. I think the zombies looks terrible. That's my biggest takeaway from it. I don't know what they're going with the zombie stuff. It just doesn't look fun anymore. As far as the multiplayer maps, what was that one that the one on the boat on the yacht?
Hijack.
That one's coming back, which seems cool if you are into the multiplayer stuff. But outside of that, I mean, it's Call of Duty, bro.
Yeah, I can agree with that too as well. It is basically Call of Duty. as far as multiplayer goes, you mentioned that they're gonna be coming out with new guns and more guns and stuff, and I'm sorry, I think they need to stop doing that shit because I tried to get back at the Call of Duty and play it, and I don't like the fact that I have 500 guns to choose from. Give me like 10 options. I'm sorry, there's no need for me to be able to choose like 400 guns, and then I gotta spend 5 hours choosing what loadout for that gun and how many magazines and whether I want a tape grip or a fucking stipple grip or whatever grip I need to put on this thing. So um, that to me irks the shit out of me. But I'm not big on the Warzone myself. But as far as this goes, though, multiplayer, I'm excited because of Hijacked. That's a map I loved. Um, and they have another one that looks very similar to Rust. Um, but besides that, like Chris said too, with the zombies, dude, they're going Fast and the Furious style. Like they're just getting a little over the top with it now, where they have like a dragon. They have like the dogs were cool. I was cool with the wolves. I was cool with the dogs. Now they're coming out with fire breathing zombie dragons and like Thor Ragnarok looking dudes coming out with huge like hammers and shit. No, I'm sorry, you're getting a little over the top, but that's my takeaway.
No, I agree with you guys on the so I do agree with you guys on the whole zombie thing. I think they, as time has went on, zombies has gotten worse. It used to be fun and very simple, and you just keep going the rounds. But now there's just too many moving parts. The multiplayer, the hijack sounds cool. I'm not a multiplayer anymore. I just do Warzone. And like I stated before, I'm excited to see what they have. And I know I agree with you on the weapons. There's just too many weapons. I'm literally down to like maybe 6 weapons that I use out of the 10 loadouts. I don't know if they're gonna take away, because remember they implemented Modern Warfare and Cold War guns. Because obviously they're all under the same umbrella, even though there's different developers like Treyarch and Raven and all these other people, Sledgehammer. Everyone's involved in this. So I don't know what we're gonna get out of it, but something new for players like myself is always good, because it could get stale after a while. You're playing hours on hours in a month's period, and yeah, you got these achievements that you have to do with the battle pass. But it's just like, you need to give me something new every month. Every 30 days, you have to give me something new. I can't wait 2 months until I get something new, because it could get boring. And something that Chris said, it has nothing to do with the trailer, and I completely agree with him, and this is coming sideways, is the cheaters. I think they need to do something, a couple things. One, they need to give the FOV to console players like they have for PC. The PC has an advantage. Even if you're not cheating, you still have the advantage. And secondly, you need to separate consoles from PCs. When you're doing crossplay, you shouldn't be crossplay between consoles and PCs. If you want, you can choose that option, but it should be consoles like Xbox and PlayStation. And then if you want to do something with PC, then you include Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. So those are the things that bother me. They say that they ban players. They should be banning IPs, and I know there's ways around that. But you're banning just an account, and they'll make an account within seconds to come back. People are streaming it all over the world that they're cheating. You're seeing the aim bots. You're seeing the magnet shots. You're seeing it all. You're seeing even people that can't even get shot at. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't run into that many hackers, but it really is annoying. So I completely agree with you, Chris. I want them to fix that. If you're gonna give me new battle passes and new maps, how about you fix this first? Get that over with.
You just get an anti-cheat system like every other major game has an anti-cheat system, and they'll be fine. They just don't want to spend the money on an anti-cheat system.
And that's the thing. They got money,
hackers
bro.
give them the
They
money.
got the money. And speaking of money, Netflix got money too. We're gonna go into topic 4. So Netflix, they are getting in the realm of video game adaptations, where there be Castlevania or The Witcher. They are making TV shows from video games, and they announced this week that we already knew about the Netflix Resident Evil series that's a live action, but they also mentioned Siphon Filter animated series. They mentioned Cuphead. They mentioned season 2 coming for The Witcher. So what are you guys' thoughts on all of these games coming to Netflix?
Splinter Cell, not Siphon Filter.
Oh, Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell animated series, and that's going to be from the creator of the John Wick franchise as well too. Is going to be right in the series.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So it's going to be. I feel like, especially because of the fact you're doing anime too, and you're doing Splinter Cell, people that are into those games, Tom Clancy, any of that stuff, you definitely got a shot right there. Because I'm not into anime that much. But I will actually definitely be hyped to watch that, because it's something that I feel is not going to be too anime, but yet still it's not going to be Invincible, but it's going to be more down to earth, like Metal Gear Solid version
Right.
of like anime kind of thing. Um, I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do because live action Resident Evil, I'm excited for because they have a lot of options. They look like they're using a young cast, so that we might be looking at something that could be a whole new series going, like a whole new world for them, leading up to separate from whatever we have from movies, but still keeping with the lore and the canon of the video games and the
Right.
animes and everything else too. Um, I know Chris is going to touch on this. I'm gonna let him touch on it more. But Cuphead, the fact that I mean, Wayne Brady is going to be King Dice.
That's
Um,
crazy.
so I mean, I Cuphead, in my opinion, Cuphead was interesting. I never played it myself. I've watched it. I watched speed runs of it. So those are one of those games that I backseat game more than anything else. And it looks fun. It looks interesting. It looks like it's one huge of a rage quit. Maybe I'll do it on a Whiskey Wednesday one day. But besides that, I don't know about it enough about it to be like it's good, it's bad. It looks interesting. I've seen stuff about it. I'm interested to see where the anime or cartoon goes with it. But I don't know. That's Chris, not me.
Well, speaking of Cuphead, game is horrible. No, it's a fun game. It's just it's a frustrating game. Like no matter what level you put it on, there is no level. It's just hard. It's really hard to beat. It's one of those, rage quit type of games. And I think it's gonna be cool that they actually have like a story going and voice actors and stuff like that. Because I mean, in the gameplay, they don't really talk. It's just like old school, you know, Mickey Mouse vibes. Before he got the 3D animation type thing. So it was one of those things. So if they keep in that like realm, but put voice actors and give it like a story, it could be cool, especially because it's gonna be animated. So it makes sense to have it like that way. Um, as far as the Splinter Cell being animated thing, awesome. I think that's great. Um, I'm a fan of the Tom Clancy stuff. I like what they're doing over at Amazon with the live action stuff. I do believe they're starting the Rainbow Six over there, so it's cool to get a different version on Netflix animated because I'm an anime fan, and so far Netflix is pretty damn. They do pretty damn good with the anime stuff outside of maybe like one or two that were like they started off strong and then I don't know what happened to the budget, but it went to ass. But I'm pretty sure if it's Tom Clancy, they got a good budget for it. So I'm excited for that. Resident Evil, hey, we all love Resident Evil. I know I do. Who doesn't like zombies or viruses spreading that become like an apocalyptic thing? We all love apocalyptic stuff. That's why it's all popular. Um, but I do think a series with younger actors, like Johnny was talking about, is interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do with it. Hopefully, it's successful because, like I said, Netflix is hit or miss, man. We saw what just happened with Jupiter's Legacy. That show was terrible, and they already canceled the future seasons of that show. I think they're only going to stick with an animated version
I
of a
haven't watched
side
that.
story. It's not good. So yeah, you never know with Netflix. That's the only thing. I know they're pumping a bunch of money out because they got it, but they are hit or miss. But when it hits, and when it doesn't, it's rough,
So I also forgot to mention that Netflix also announced 2 Far Cry shows. I've never been a Far Cry fan, so I don't really care for it. But I will touch on a couple things. One, I watch Cuphead. It doesn't interest me, so I will not watch that show, even if you pay me $1 million. Well, maybe if you pay me $1 million to watch it, but I have no interest in that show. Cuphead, I mean, Wayne Brady's doing the voice. That's great. I think it's great, but it has no interest in me. I am interested in the Tom Clancy Siphon. I keep saying Siphon Filter. Splinter Cell. Maybe I just want to play Siphon Filter. But Splinter Cell being animated, I think is dope. I wonder where they're gonna go with it. Is it gonna be an ongoing series? I love anime, so it's something that I am interested in, especially in this type of realm where it's a Tom Clancy thing. And I think being that you're seeing Tom Clancy being a movie kind of like series going on and Amazon is a great thing. Rainbow Six, I've always wanted them to do something, so I'm glad to see that Michael B. Jordan is going to be part of that world if they continue with it. But with this animated, I don't think there's too much pressure because it is animated, and anything that comes out, there's some pressure. You want it to have some success, but I think there's less pressure when there's animated. Maybe I'm wrong. And then leading into Resident Evil, this is where I'm like in love with it because the movies, they suck. Let's be honest. I think Resident Evil 1 and 2 were really great. I actually liked the second one with Nemesis more than all of them. But as a series, they're starting with young actors and not big name actors. They're young actors. They can build on them as the series continues. I hope it does well because I want a great zombie type of like world, because I think Walking Dead really was successful and then it died down. And then they tried other things like Fear the Walking Dead, which I love, and now they're gonna be doing a Walking Dead movie with Rick Grimes. So that zombie world, I think does kind of like died a little bit. We just got Resident Evil Village, which is Resident Evil 8. So there's still something there. So I hope and I pray that Netflix do not drop the ball on this, man, because I'm really excited for it. And also, too, they're going to be coming out with The Last of Us on HBO. So this, like, zombie apocalypse, like, end of the world thing is really cool. And there's a lot of things you could do with this. So I think Resident Evil Netflix series is going to be great. And I'm so looking forward to it. I want to see also, too, they mentioned this, and I mentioned it, too, in the beginning, that The Witcher 2 season 2 is going to be coming. I didn't see season 1, but I'm interested in it. It's been praised by players around the world as one of the best games that CD Projekt Red has ever put out.
Really good.
So I'm really interested in it, and I hope it does well. But I think Netflix has something great here. And I don't know if they continue in this route by adapting video games, because video games are a hit or miss with movies. We've discussed this before in the past. You think Mario was a great movie, and we all know Mario was trash. Same thing with Assassin's Creed. I don't want to, bust anyone's bubble. I don't think they're going to make an Assassin's Creed TV show, but if they did, I hope they did better than the movie.
That's going to be for that decades movie show that we fucking put together. I'm telling you right now, we need to do that. A decades breakdown.
We have to do that. We have to do that. So I want to go on to the next topic, so that way we're, we get ready for E3, which is going to be starting or already started. Roblox is being sued for $200 million for using unlicensed music. Mind you, Roblox has been out since 2006, and it's now catching up to them. They got released on consoles in 2015, and they've been using unlicensed music. $200 million is a lot of money. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
I have a question regarding that. Now, is that Roblox themselves using unlicensed music? Because I never knew anything about Roblox. I never played with it. I never touched it.
Right.
Until the other day, I saw that one of the other guys we know, M. West, he was playing it with his niece, and he was doing like platform jumping and everything else too. And I was like, oh, this looks funny. I'm like, and I was like, how do I jump into it? And he's like, oh, it's free on Roblox. I'm like, so I signed up for an account with Roblox. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, that's, I went into it and I was blown away how much Roblox is free. Like, I was like, what the fuck do I even start? There's 400 million games of the same thing. Yep. Just like they might just change the name. Instead of Speedrun, it's Speedrun 1.2, 1.3, right. 1.4, but 500 different people. So now, is it really Roblox that's going to get the hit? Or is it because of the fact that it's all custom content created stuff? Is it going to be like Twitch, where you get hit with a DC, with the
DMCA?
The DMCA. Is that where it's going to be going? Because who do you sue with Roblox? Do you sue Roblox because they're not stopping people from doing it?
I think that's what it is.
Individual people.
I think that's what it is. I think it's because they're allowing people to just. Obviously, they've always allowed people to kind of just mod their own lobbies, kind of how GTA does.
Right.
But like GTA does well, they don't allow people to put music that's not part of the actual GTA game that they got licensed into it.
True.
So because Roblox has been around for this long and they just now started having people do all this extra stuff, because I've seen videos of it. I'm on TikTok. I've seen it on TikTok, people doing like little dances or whatever to the music, kind of like how Fortnite has their stuff. So Fortnite got the music license to be able to play in the cars and all this extra stuff. So I've seen people doing it on Roblox. I think that might be what this lawsuit is. And it's basically like a DMCA crackdown, how people, like Twitch can't get sued because they crack down on it. If you break the violation, they either mute your video or they ban you from going live ever again, type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I guess we'll find out as the case keeps going. But hey, music industry does not play no games, my friends.
Sure.
They're about their money and they want it, you know.
So I'm reading. I'm sorry. I'm reading the article as reported by Variety. I think I'm saying that correct. Probably saying it wrong. They
Variety.
Yeah, Variety. There you go. So they are suing Roblox, and it's because they have allowed their users to use music, just like you guys just said on Twitch,
right.
where they have said, you will be your content will be removed if you use unlicensed music. So Roblox hasn't removed any of their users, and they're saying that they're taking advantage of their young users, and this is true because a lot of young people play this game. My son is one of them. He's 8 years old. He doesn't know about copyright infringement or anything like that. So it's the responsibility of Roblox. So they're the ones getting sued, and it's because of them being so successful and taking advantage of these kids, allowing them to use music in their custom game makers. Like, when you make these, like you said, you were in these custom lobbies, they're the ones that are doing the music and not
make a level, put a song in the background.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense. All right, makes sense.
This is a big deal. This is a big problem, and I think there'll be even more lawsuits going down the line for this. It's only $200 million. It's not a lot. When you think about it, of all the music that's being used, and they're making money off of this. Even though you said it's free, they're still making money off this because of the ads too. There's ads in these games as well. So
right.
This is a big deal, and I feel like this is another like what the fuck moment, because it's part of the topic, but then it's like, really, Roblox, why would you not fix this issue and put like a disclaimer or something, because you have kids playing this, and you even have adults that don't even know that this is happening too. If you put a disclaimer saying, hey, listen, if you use copyrighted music, there's a chance that your custom world will be taken down or your account will be banned, something like that. But they're not doing that. They're not taking any action. So I think this is going towards Roblox and the company itself, and this is a big deal. It's a problem.
I agree. I agree.
I thought you waited for me to
stop.
Oh,
you have a delay. So you have a delay, so we can't see it.
Oh, I'm delaying still? Please tell me that
it's there.
It's been there for a while.
We've been chilling though. We've been working with it.
Yo, okay. So, side note for everybody that's watching, this is a fourth episode that this has happened, and I've tried a million different things, and even this time, you say I got no headphones on. I'm trying to use my computer audio so that way this doesn't happen, and it wasn't happening, but you guys are now telling me that it's happening, and the dubstep has come back.
Yeah,
I hate you guys. I hate you guys. I'm wondering what's taking so long to respond. There's like a lot of delay between me and you guys. I'm like, what's going on? You guys should have said something. Shit.
Oh, for us, it's like right. For us, it's like right. Well, we didn't know. For us, it's right away. So like literally, you stop talking, we respond, and like we're looking at you, and you're like wondering why the hell you're waiting for us, and we're talking. Like, why is he not responding to us now? What the fuck is going on here?
Oh my god, I gotta get this fixed. Trust me, guys, it's gonna get fixed. This is a small problem that will be fixed.
So I don't know if I should start talking now or if you're done talking or not. So we should just go into the what the fuck moment so we can like wrap this up real quick. Oh, we're gonna do this and just keep going that way now. We're gonna start, even though this is probably delayed too because you're just like, go on next one. Like, so everybody now knows that like anybody that's not watching the video is definitely like, why did they get all quiet? Meanwhile, we're over here doing sign language to each other, and Chris is cooking up something. I don't know what he's doing, but all right. What the fuck moment of the day, Lou? You want to take it?
No, go ahead because I'm already delayed. Go ahead and I'll follow you.
Okay, so well, the what the fuck moment of the day is for the week is actually going to be what MeLlamoCeeGee Chris actually showed to us the other day. It's called Pal World. If you ever wanted to know what Pokemon and GTA had in common, you now have it. This is literally Pokemon meets GTA on some next level craziness. The trailer is insane. And it's going to be Pal World is slated to release a 2022 open world survival game with multiplayer, crafting, farming, most important of all, Pal collecting. Pal are literally what Pokemon are basically, or the Pokemon world. And even it tells you too, like you have like campfires, you have like water Pokemon, you have everything you could do. I was reading while we were waiting for Lou's delay to catch up. I was reading up on it, and what's really interesting is apparently you can mix match. So
Yep.
you can like crossbreed a water Pokemon with a fire Pokemon, make your own Pokemon.
Yep.
And then on top of that too, it's a survival game. So there are things like you have to use, like you use the sheep. Like if somebody's pulling a gun out at
As
you,
a
you have
meat
to
shield,
use
baby.
the sheep, and you use the sheep to block your fucking guns. And bro, it said that there are times that you might need to be forced to hunt down pal to feed yourself. And if the pal are with you and it's your own pal, you might need to sacrifice your own pal to eat if you're in the
Oh
open
my
world, if you don't have
God.
food. You might have to kill your own
Sounds
pets
amazing.
just to go feed yourself so you don't die. What? So yeah,
I just love the
I don't know.
trailer because the trailer throws you off. You know, it starts off as real peaceful. They got the nice music playing. They show like the whole village. You're building a house. It's like, oh, nice, a new survival game that looks like Pokemon. Cool, huh? And then just start. They pull out the gats and start shooting.
Yo,
They
that
start
shit was
shooting. They got the meat
priceless.
shields. You could use your pals
Oh my
as
god,
shields as
dude.
well. Like you could just walk behind them and shoot
Dude, when
around the
he was
corner of them. It's
like,
great.
you gotta watch that trailer. Anybody hasn't watched it because when the dude pulls out the gun and starts shooting the other guy, the guy's like, hold on, pulls out his freaking sheep and's like
Yeah,
blocking him with the sheep. That poor sheep is taking all the bullets and he's just like throws them to the side and goes after him.
it's
Like,
great.
dude,
It's
oh
great.
my god, it's priceless.
They
It's
even show
definitely
in the
awesome.
trailer the mixing of the two different types of piles
Yeah, the
where
Gyarados
they
you can
had
do.
they had like two little dragons, a fire and a water one, and then they put an egg in the middle. It hatched out. It's a total different freaking animal at that
Yeah,
point, So it looks interesting, and the fact that it's a year away and they already have this much detail into it, I'm excited.
yeah, they're set up for it. They're ready for it.
So this is a PC game, am I
Yep.
correct? From what I saw and what I'm hearing, it feels like this is just straight PC. This is not coming to consoles.
I don't know. I didn't see anything about it on the announcement.
Yeah, I didn't see anything
On the
about that either.
trailer. I guess we'll find out as it gets closer to release.
Well, I'll tell you this. I saw the trailer. I said to myself, what the fuck is going on? I had no interest in playing this game. Listen, my games that I play are very minimal. I don't play a lot of different games. I play sports games. I play Warzone. And here and there, I play some Mario. But my catalog is not that big. This is not a game that I will be playing. I have no interest. It sounds very fun and hilarious, but me using an animal as a shield, I think there's a lot of things wrong with this. Although it's a game, it is what it is. But you will not see me in that world
Somebody
unless
called
I'm
PETA.
being paid to do it. What happened? What in Call of Duty? What? I'm not gonna be holding no sheep in Call of Duty.
No, somebody's gonna. I know somebody's gonna call PETA real quick on these guys.
For real, for real.
Oh man.
Now,
Yeah,
I want to get this out. I want to say that we are going to be covering some E3 stuff. So I know E3 starts today as we're recording this. We are going to be recapping some of the stuff that happened. So you may get another episode this week as well, along with episode 2 of the review of Loki. So if you haven't seen the first one, go check it out. Episode 2 of Loki review with me and Johnny Boom Botz is already out. Go check it out. We're probably going to get Chris on episode 2. He always be taking notes and he watches it 5 times in a row. He watched back to back to back. He wants to look for clues and Easter eggs. So we got to get Chris in there. And then, we're going to obviously do our episode of the week. But we want to get into E3. We want to cover everything that's coming out. There's a lot of news. I'm hoping that we get a Nintendo Switch Pro. So there's a lot to look forward to. And that's it for us. Is there anything that you guys want to say before we go?
Nah, we out here.
yeah, man, that'll be good.
All right.
Thank you
So
for stopping by.
I'm going to put all of their links in the descriptions below. You can find Johnny Boom Botz streaming on Twitch. You can find my boys MeLlamoCeeGee posting videos on YouTube and streaming on Twitch as well. Be on the lookout. He's going to be dropping some new content on YouTube with me playing It Takes Two. It's some crazy stuff. The guy trolls me the entire game, so wait till you see that footage. It's going to be
10 years
a
later.
lot of fun. What you said, Johnny?
10 years later, it gets released.
Yeah, 10 years later. We played
The game was played 5 years ago. The game came out.
We played it
And
on
they got It
Valentine's Day.
Takes Three. It Takes Three is already coming out, and this motherfucker first released the It Takes Two video.
And yeah, that's it for us, guys. I want to thank you guys for being here. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And also, if you don't got time to watch our content, you can listen to us wherever you get your podcast. Just type in Keep Gaming Podcast. And that's it for me, man. And from us here at Keep Gaming Podcast, we love you. Until next time, keep gaming. Peace.